Alright, you guys remember that 75 Olds Delta 88 project we were working on? The one with those huge floaters? This one? Well, we finally got enough parts to actually get back to work on it. A bunch of them took forever to show up just because, you know, pandemic stuff. So here is the 6.0 that we got for it. You can see it is an actual 6 liter. And today, for the most part, we're going to spend the day cleaning this thing up, pulling it apart. I'm actually going to pull the cam out of the Firebird, and we're going to use that in it. It's a 9-second proven cam, so I'm sure the owner's going to love that. It's going to sound real nice with some true dual exhaust. It's going to be just a real nice street hot rod. So first things first, we got to get this thing up on the engine stand and start just caking it in like degreaser. You know, honestly, it's not as bad as some of the ones I've seen. The one that, I'm not sure which one it is actually, but one of them was super caked. Like I'm talking probably 1/4 inch of just grease and grunge. This one, it's really not too bad. It's just the heads for the most part. This is just, we'll just wire brush that off, it'll be fine. And I did have the heater blowing at it for a little while, trying to loosen things up a little bit. I don't know if it's actually gonna make a difference, but it makes me feel like I did something while waiting for the garage to warm up. It might not look like it on camera, but that is significantly better. Like drastically better, and it's probably a couple pounds lighter. So now what I'm going to do is cover the whole thing in super clean. And I don't know if this will even work. I think this can's froze. Oh, it works. Good enough, hopefully. It kind of works. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, well, while I wait for those to thaw out, hopefully a safe distance from the heater, we're going to get to work on the Firebird and pull the cam out of this thing. A little more involved than pulling the cam out of an engine not in a car. I might have to pull the radiator, which isn't a big deal. Only the top hose and that top bracket are hooked up. Luckily, I don't think I'm gonna have to pull the turbo. I'm not sure if I'm going to pull the heads off just yet, but I know for sure I've got to take the belt off, water pump off, which is good because I want to drill and tap right here to get rid of the belts, have an actual like NPT plug in that. I got to pull the balancer off and the timing cover off, all that mumbo jumbo. Pull the valve covers off to get the rockers off so that there's not a bunch of spring pressure on the cam. And then I've got these, I can't remember if they're 5/16 or 3/8, but they're like plastic flag poles from like dollar store. Ooh, it's 4th of July flags. Those work perfect for sliding in those dowel holes to hold the lifters up. So I think what I'm probably going to do is pull all that apart, pull this cam out, and as soon as I can, throw the other cam back in, which will be like seconds, hopefully. And that way I don't have to worry about the lifters falling, because I do not want to have to pull this motor or pull this pan out. So let's get to work on that. Got the dowel rods in the engine. The cam's pretty much ready to come out. I like to have the push rods in there because these ones are a little bit bigger than 5/16. 5/16 is like 3.2 something. With the tape on them. These are like 3.4, so they're a little tight so that I can do tests like this. You can push that lifter down and then spin the cam. You can see that it's going to stay up there, so we're all good to go there. The lifters are nice and tight. These will come back out with the tape, and if they don't, that really sucks, but never had a problem before. And then just because, like, no matter how confident I am that those lifters are going to stay up, it still makes me kind of nervous. So I'm going to get the grunge off my hand real quick. Should be good. I'm going to get the new cam ready to stab right back in there as soon as I get this one out. So I'm going to splash oil all over it and get a water pump bolt in there so that I can quickly handle it. And for anybody wondering, these dowel rods did come out perfectly without any of the tape missing. So there you go. Now we can start throwing this cam into that engine. We'll start throwing it in here. Going to pour just a little bit. That was a little more than a little. Right here. And we'll start slapping it in. You guys ever fuck up so bad that you're just not even mad about it? Me neither, until right now. I got the engine all painted. Everything's looking good. Everything's laying down pretty good. It's, you know, obviously not perfect, so I'm not gonna get super close with it, but it looks pretty good. I flip it over to get some of the spots that I miss, and I didn't even think about the oil in this thing. So, blah, it just crapped its brains out all over the floor. This sucks. But, oh well, engine's painted. I'm gonna let it tack up and dry, and then we'll flip it back over and throw the heads and intake and shit on it. And here's the finished product, or at least what the finished product's gonna look like. This is just kind of mocked up because I don't have the new head gaskets and I don't have the springs on the heads yet. So I've only got a couple bolts holding each head in, but I wanted to end this video with being able to visualize what it's gonna look like. So this is what it's gonna look like. So we got a stock bottom end 6.0, a pretty good cam in it, 317 head stock unported, Holley high ram, shorty headers. This thing looks pretty intimidating, honestly. It looks real good. And you know, honestly, the paint really didn't turn out too terribly bad. It's a bummer that these heads are so stained. I tried cleaning them as best I could for like dang near a couple hours. And I even like wet sanded them. But like I said, there's a few things left to get for it. Springs, head gaskets, some fresh oil, fresh filter, little things like that here and there. But I wanted us to be able to see the finished product at the end of this video, and I didn't want to, I mean, it could take a few days for those things to show up. So I think this is probably the best we're gonna get. But that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you next time.